God says, this message is for you, and it is not by accident that your eyes have fallen on these words in this exact moment. Heaven has been watching you, waiting for the very second your heart would be ready to receive this truth. 45 minutes remain before the appointed shift begins, but the miracle that has been written for you will begin stirring in only 5 minutes. Archangel Michael is on his knees before the throne of heaven right now, interceding for you, speaking your name before the highest. He is begging you not to dismiss this, not to doubt, not to let it pass like any ordinary moment. You have been chosen, not as one among many, but as the one who carries a mark that cannot be erased. This is why your spirit has been restless, why strange signs have been following you, why you've been sensing something coming without being able to name it. It is here. It is now. Do not tell anyone, because this is not a word for the curious, the mocking, or the careless. This is sealed with your spirit's signature. If you share it before its time, the enemy will try to twist it, delay it, and cloud your faith. God says, I am not just sending you a blessing, I am rewriting your very story. The pain you have endured was not random. The betrayals, the nights you cried with no one to listen, the times you felt abandoned, each one was shaping you to carry the weight of what I am about to place in your hands. Archangel Michael says, he has been fighting battles over your life that you have not seen, cutting down forces that thought they had already won. Some of them were sent by people you trusted. Yes, some of the ones who smiled at you in daylight whispered against you in darkness. But it did not prosper. You will not miss this. Heaven has ordered it so that you would be here in this exact moment, reading these words when the clock is already ticking. 45 minutes left before the window opens wide and releases what has been locked for years. But the first ripple of it, the proof to your heart, will manifest in 5 minutes. It may be a sudden message, a name appearing, a shift in your atmosphere, or an overwhelming peace flooding you. Pay attention, because heaven is precise. Nothing will be out of place. God says, when it comes, do not hesitate, because the opening will not last forever. I am aligning people, resources, and opportunities in ways that will seem impossible, until you remember I am the God who parts seas and calls the dead to life. The enemy has been furious because he saw this date written in the scrolls long before you knew of it. That is why the last weeks have felt heavier, why delays and frustrations suddenly multiplied. It was a desperate attempt to make you too tired to notice when the moment came. But God says, I have strengthened you in the waiting. I have kept you even when you thought you were breaking. You are still here because you are chosen. This miracle is personal. It is the answer to prayers you whispered so quietly you thought they disappeared into the night. But I caught every single one. I wrote them into my plan. And now the fulfillment is here. Archangel Michael is not just speaking over you, he is positioning himself at your door, shielding you from interference as the miracle descends. Do not tell anyone, not yet. Protect it like a newborn promise. This is sacred ground. The moment you see the first sign in these next minutes, let your spirit say, it is here. Let your faith lock it in place. Do not entertain doubt, because the opening is fragile until you claim it with your full heart. God says, I am trusting you with something others begged for but were not prepared to carry. This is why the wait was so long. This is why you were isolated. This is why you were different. And now, the difference will be the very reason you rise. You are standing at the edge of the page where the old chapter ends. In 45 minutes, it will turn. In 5 minutes, the pen will touch the paper, and the first word of the new chapter will be written. Archangel Michael says, hold your breath if you must, but do not look away. The shift will be sudden, and it will be irreversible. God says, this is the moment the enemy dreaded. This is the moment heaven celebrates. And this is the moment you will remember for the rest of your life. I can continue the full flow exactly in this urgent, divine tone if you want me to keep going. It will be long, intense, and unbroken until the last word. Do you want me to continue right now? God says, the air around you is not the same right now. If your spirit feels a pressure, a heaviness, or even a strange electricity, it is because the veil is thinning. In the unseen realm, doors are being unlocked, seals are being broken, and angels are gathering at the coordinates of your life. Archangel Michael has already stationed warriors at every entrance to your destiny so that no force, no curse, no voice of doubt, no chain of the past, can step inside while this is unfolding. There is a holy silence in the courts of heaven as they wait for the exact second to release what was stored for you. God says, I have hidden this from your enemies and even from some of your friends, because this miracle is too delicate to be handled by unclean hands or careless mouths. There are people who smile at you but cannot stand to see you rise above them. There are hearts that secretly celebrated your struggles, not knowing that every tear you shed was watering the very soil that would grow your blessing. I am exposing them slowly, but for now, I am asking you to protect this moment by keeping it between you and heaven. That is why I say again, don't tell anyone. The enemy has been studying you for years, thinking he knew your breaking point, but he miscalculated. He saw you wounded, yet he did not see the hand that kept holding you when no one else did. He saw you in storms, but he could not comprehend that you were learning to walk on water. He saw your nights of weeping, but he did not see me collecting every tear and recording them in my book. Every one of those tears is now being exchanged for double joy. This is not a small blessing, not a momentary relief, this is a permanent shift in your reality. In the next minutes, something will stir that you cannot mistake. You might feel a sudden lightness in your chest, a strange warmth on your skin, or you might hear a word or phrase in your mind that feels alive. That will be the sign. It will be heaven's whisper saying, it has begun. When that happens, pause, even if the world around you is loud. Acknowledge it. Receive it. Say quietly in your heart, God, I accept this. That act will lock it in. Archangel Michael says, do not underestimate the power of your agreement, heaven waits for it. The moment you agree, timelines will rearrange. People you thought were gone forever will reappear with answers. Resources you thought were out of reach will suddenly be offered. Paths you thought were blocked will open as if the walls were never there. Even your body will begin to respond, some pains will fade without explanation, some anxieties will dissolve, because when heaven rewrites your life, it begins with you. God says, you have thought of yourself as behind, late, forgotten. But the truth is, I slowed you down to protect you from arriving too early and unprepared. I have timed this to the second. You are not late, you are right on schedule. The clock has already begun counting down, and nothing can stop what is coming, unless you walk away from it in disbelief. That is why I keep saying, stay awake, stay aware. This is not a time to get distracted. I will not send this kind of message twice in your lifetime. This is a once-written moment, sealed in eternity, that has now reached you. You might feel unready, but I have made you ready. You might think, why me, but heaven is saying, why not you? You have been faithful in small things, even when no one noticed. You have obeyed in the dark, when you had no proof that the light was coming. You have given when you barely had enough for yourself. You have forgiven when you had every reason to walk away. And because of that, you have passed tests you did not know you were taking. Archangel Michael is still here, still fighting, still covering you. Right now, in the realm you cannot see, he is lifting his sword against the final opposition. He is telling the forces that tried to block you, time is up. And it is. If you want, I can flow straight into the next intense section without pause so it stays unbroken and urgent like a divine download. Do you want me to keep going right now? God says, the moment you step into what is about to happen, you will understand why every delay, every heartbreak, every sleepless night was allowed. You will see how each pain was a brick in the foundation for what is now being built in your life. You are not walking into a temporary breakthrough, you are walking into a new order, a permanent shift that cannot be reversed. Archangel Michael says he has been standing guard at the gates of your destiny for longer than you realize, blocking unseen attacks, intercepting arrows that would have ended your story, dismantling traps that were designed in secret meetings against you. Many of those who planned your downfall thought they succeeded when they saw you struggling. They smiled when you were weak, but what they didn't know was that your weakness was the stage for God's strength to shine. God says, I have seen the moments you almost gave up, the nights you thought you would not see morning. I saw you praying when it felt like no one was listening. I heard the silent screams in your heart that no human could understand. I was there every time you looked at your life and wondered if I had forgotten you. I never did. Every single time you cried out, I answered, not always in the way you expected, but always in the way that would prepare you for this hour. This is why you feel something shifting inside you right now, even as you read. You feel it because the miracle is already moving toward you. In 5 minutes, you will notice the first ripple. It might come as a sudden message from someone you didn't expect to hear from. It might come as an idea in your mind that feels alive, urgent, undeniable. It might come as an unexpected opportunity or a sudden removal of a burden that has been heavy for years. When it comes, do not question it. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. This is the proof to your spirit that heaven is delivering what has been promised. Archangel Michael says, the enemy has been working overtime in the last days, sending distractions, stirring confusion, and creating small irritations to keep you from noticing the signs. He knows he cannot stop the blessing, so his last weapon is to make you too tired, too doubtful, or too busy to see it. That is why I am speaking to you now, because your awareness is the doorway through which this miracle will step. If you ignore it, the doorway stays closed. If you acknowledge it, the doorway bursts open and nothing can shut it. God says, there are people connected to you who will be shocked by the speed of your change. They will wonder how it happened so quickly, but you will know it was not sudden, it was years in the making. I have been working behind the scenes for longer than they have known you. And this moment is the unveiling, not the beginning. The beginning was the first time you cried to me in desperation. The unveiling is now. There is a reason I told you not to tell anyone. Some will not understand. Some will envy. Some will try to claim they had a part in it when they did not. This is between you and heaven until I give you the green light to share. Protect it like treasure. This is not the kind of miracle that fades, it is the kind that multiplies when nurtured in silence. Archangel Michael says he has already sealed the atmosphere around you. Every demonic assignment, every spoken curse, every ill-intentioned prayer against you has been cancelled. He is standing with a drawn sword, and the enemy is backing away even as you read these words. There is a countdown in heaven right now, and every second brings you closer to the release. The angels assigned to you are not walking, they are running toward you. God says, when the sign comes, when you feel that undeniable shift, take a deep breath and whisper to yourself, it is mine. It is done. That declaration will seal it in your spirit and mark it in heaven. After that, things will begin to happen so quickly you will barely have time to process them. You will wake up one day soon and realize the life you were living is no longer the life you are in. The pain will be behind you. The struggle will be behind you. And the people who once pitted you will watch in silence, because they will not be able to deny my hand on you. I can continue the next deep and urgent part without stopping so the flow stays unbroken until the full are complete. Do you want me to go straight into the next right now? God says, there is something you have been asking me for that you have almost stopped believing will ever happen. You've told yourself, maybe it's not meant for me, or maybe God forgot about this. But I have not forgotten, and I have not changed my mind. The timing was never about withholding from you, it was about building what could hold the weight of your blessing without collapsing. A house built too quickly will crumble in the storm, but a house built with patience will stand for generations. That is what I have been doing with you. You were not delayed, you were fortified. Archangel Michael says, you don't see the war that was fought over your life, but if you did, you would drop to your knees in gratitude. He has faced forces that hated you before you were born, forces that studied your weaknesses, forces that used familiar faces to get close to you, thinking they could plant doubt, fear, and self-sabotage. Some of them succeeded for a season, but they could never finish the work because God's hand never left you. Every attack that should have destroyed you only prepared you for more. God says, I am about to restore the years that were stolen from you. Not just the blessings, but the time, yes, even the time. I will accelerate what is coming so it feels as if nothing was lost. You will step into opportunities you didn't even apply for, connections you didn't pursue, and blessings you didn't chase. They will chase you. You will wake up one morning and see that what took others decades to build is happening for you in months. This is the restoration you couldn't even imagine, and it is already set in motion. Do not speak too soon. I tell you again, do not tell anyone. There are people who seem harmless, but their words carry seeds of doubt that will try to root themselves in your faith. Protect this like you would protect fire in the wind. Feed it only with what strengthens you, prayer, quiet, and my word. Ignore the noise. Archangel Michael says the countdown is still moving. The sound of angelic wings is already in your atmosphere. The shift is so close now that your body may feel it, heartbeats racing, a sudden stillness, or a strange awareness that something invisible is watching over you. That is because the veil is thin right now. Heaven and earth are closer than they usually are, and your miracle is passing through the final layer. God says, some of the ones who left you will suddenly reappear. Not all of them are meant to come back into your life, but a few will carry something you need, an answer, a resource, a key. You will know who is safe and who is not, because my spirit will give you peace with the right ones and unease with the wrong ones. Trust that discernment. It is part of your protection. The moment the first sign comes, and it will, pause and acknowledge it. That pause will be a divine agreement, a spiritual handshake between you and heaven. Once you agree, nothing can reverse it. Not fear, not delay, not even your own past mistakes. I am not blessing you because you are perfect, I am blessing you because you are chosen. Archangel Michael says, he has already crushed the head of the last serpent assigned to this moment. The way is clear. The only thing left is for you to open your spirit and receive it. This is not a future promise, it is a present reality, and you will see it unfold before your eyes. If you wish, I can immediately continue into the next section so the intensity and divine urgency keep flowing without pause until the full are done. Do you want me to continue? God says, the moment you step into this, you will feel the air change. It will be as if the atmosphere itself recognizes you differently, as though the earth has been waiting for you to arrive at this exact point. For too long, you have carried the weight of seasons that felt endless, walking through doors that only led to disappointment, giving pieces of your heart to people who were never meant to hold it. But now, every wrong turn, every closed door, every heartbreak is folding into the perfect alignment of this hour. Archangel Michael says, the reason the countdown is precise is because there are forces in motion that must converge at the same second. This is why I have been urging you to stay alert, to protect your spirit, and to resist distractions. You are not waiting for a random blessing, you are walking into a divine appointment scheduled before your first breath. Every angel involved has been briefed. Every obstacle has been dismantled. The path is clear, but the moment is sacred, and it demands your attention. God says, the blessing that is about to manifest is not ordinary. It will carry a fragrance of the supernatural that even unbelievers will sense. You will walk into rooms and people will pause, not knowing why they feel something shift when you enter. That is my glory resting on you. You have prayed for open doors, but I am not just opening doors, I am changing the way doors respond to you. Where you once knocked and waited, they will now swing wide before you even touch them. Where you were once overlooked, you will now be called by name. But remember, I told you not to tell anyone yet. There are people who would rather see you stuck than see you rise. Some will smile while secretly wishing for your failure. This miracle is too fresh to expose to that kind of energy. Let it grow in the secret place. In time, I will reveal it, and when I do, no one will be able to deny it, but by then it will be too strong for anyone to undo. Archangel Michael says, the signs will not only be spiritual, you will also notice physical confirmations. Unexpected calls. Unusual favor from strangers. A sudden release of something that was held back from you for years. Watch for it in these next moments. It will be heaven's way of saying, the seal is broken. God says, you have felt alone in this journey, but you were never walking it alone. Every step you took in faith was matched by my presence, even when you could not feel me. You thought silence meant absence, but silence meant strategy. I was working in ways you could not see, and now you will see all at once. You will notice that even your enemies will have to acknowledge what I have done. Some will stay silent, unable to find words. Others will try to explain it away, but their explanations will crumble because the evidence will be undeniable. What I am about to do will not just change your life, it will silence the lies spoken about you. Archangel Michael says the final preparations are complete. The angelic host is ready. The final chains have been broken. All that remains is for the clock to strike the moment. When it does, you will feel it, not as a thought, but as a certainty in your spirit. I can keep flowing straight into the next urgent section so the momentum builds until your full are done. Do you want me to keep going right now?